Hello, my name is Manuel A. Martinez. I am an education coordinator for Children's Services. I've been with Niños in Head Start for 12 years, started as a teacher aide, teacher, coach, and currently an education coordinator. In this presentation, you will gain knowledge and understanding on the assessment process and documentation that is mandated by Head Start performance standards. At the end of the presentation, please take the short quiz so you may gain credit for this training. The purpose of this session is twofold. Number one, the session will provide an overview of screenings, assessments, and required documentation as mandated by the Office of Head Start. Number two, more importantly, this session will provide information on how we use assessment data to make data-driven decisions for school readiness and outline your job expectations, policies, and requirements. Now we're going to be going to continue with the agenda for today. The agenda consists of screenings and assessments for early Head Start and Head Start, required documentation, school readiness goals and objectives, children portfolios, journals, and homework folders. Training objectives. We'll be informed about classroom documentation. We'll know why data is aggregated and analyzed 3 times per year. We'll be informed about conferences and home visits. We'll be informed about school readiness goals and objectives and how they're aligned to Early Learning Outcome Framework, ELOF. Now we're going to get to know what assessments provide. They do provide valuable information about each child's interests, strengths, and needs. Information on children's development and training. Early childhood assessment helps teachers communicate important milestones in students' development to families and provides opportunities for teachers and parents to work together to support children as they grow. School readiness. Head Start views school readiness as children possessing the skills, knowledge, and attitudes necessary for success in school and for late learning and life. Head Start programs must also establish school readiness goals that are appropriate for the ages and development of enrollment children in the following 5 domains: approaches to learning, social and emotional development, language and literacy, cognition, perceptual motor, and physical development. Head Start Performance Standards. It's a manual of management-approved expression of the performance thresholds, requirements, or expectations that must meet to be appraised at the particular level of performance. The program performance standards are federal guidelines that describe other requirements to operate Head Start and Early Head Start. ELOF stands for Early Learning Outcomes Framework, ages birth to 5. They underline program policies and practices. It represents 5 broad areas of early learning referred to as central domains. The framework is designed to show the continuum of learning for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. It is grounded in comprehensive research around what young children should know and be able to do during their early years. In this slideshow, you will get the opportunity of watching a small clip about the Head Start Early Learning Outcomes Framework, ages birth to 5.
Children. We all love them. We're totally invested in their futures as lifelong learners and happy, healthy human beings. But managing everyday events and planning for their very distant futures can be a challenge. That's why there's the ELOF. That's right. It's the Head Start Early Learning Outcomes Framework. The ELOF is an easy-to-use guide that will help you identify developmental milestones to make sure the kids in your care are ready for kindergarten and everything after that. The ELOF focuses on age-appropriate expectations for birth to 5-year-olds, so you can plan experiences and activities that match a child's skills and abilities at any stage. It is a resource to be used with all children, including dual language learners or children with special needs, and it can be used in all settings, such as home-based, center-based, and family child care. Need to build language skills for a babbling baby? There's the ELOF for that. Baffled by the behavior of a testy toddler? There's the ELOF for that. Want to scaffold learning for a precocious preschooler? Yes, there's even the ELOF for that. The ELOF helps teachers, home visitors, and family child care providers identify the steps in a child's development, so you know where he's headed next. We know the challenges and pressures that come with supporting a child's development. Let us help enhance your practice and provide a path towards a child's success in school and life. With the ELOF, we're planning with the big picture in mind. Plan with us, and remember, there's the ELOF for that.
In this slideshow, you would also get the opportunity of watching a small clip about the ELOF to Go app, that it's a mobile solution for Head Start learning framework, and it's effective for teaching practices.
Introducing the ELOF to Go app. It's a mobile solution for teachers who want to access and learn more about the Head Start Early Learning Outcomes Framework. The app provides on-the-go access to the ELOF goals for children and effective teaching practices in support of those goals. Navigate through the content by choosing age groups birth to 5. Take a quiz on domain-specific teaching practices. They're based on stories from the field. Designed to be used by teachers, family child care providers, and home visitors. Download for free via Google Play or the App Store.
Now we're going to talk about teacher documentation. LabD screen. Screening is done within 45 days of enrollment. The LabD screenings upon enrollment, a child can come into our program any month, August, September, October, but upon enrollment, they have 45 days of enrollment so they can complete this screening assessment. Next, we have the ASQ3 questionnaire, ages and stages. It is done if child fails the LabD screening or if any parent has any concerns. ASQ SE, it is done upon enrollment for all children. Usually the family service worker, she's the one that administers this assessment, the ASQ SE. Initial parent-staff conference. This conference is completed after completed the LabD screening only for Head Start children. LabBK assessment. We conduct 3 times per year: BOY, beginning of the year; MOY, middle of the year; EOY, end of the year. First home visit. After BOY LabBK assessment, the first home visit is administered. Transition conference. Completed 6 months before transitioning to another classroom or program or district. Second home visit. It is administered after MOY, middle of the year LabBK assessment is completed. Final parent-staff conference. It is completed after EOY, end of the year LabBK is completed. And portfolios, journals, and homework folders. Why do we screen young children? Screening provides a quick snapshot of a child's health and developmental status and indicates whether further evaluation is needed to identify potential difficulties that might necessitate interventions or special education services. Screenings are designed to be brief, 30 minutes or less, and they only indicate the possible presence of developmental delay or difference and cannot be definitely identified or describe the nature of extent of a disability. Now let's move to LabD screen. LabD screen, it's the Learning Accomplishment Profile Diagnostic, LabD, third edition that provides a systematic method for observing individual development of children functioning in the 30 to 72-month age range. It is a norm assessment for measuring gross motor skills, fine motor skills, language skills, and cognitive skills. The LabD may be administered in either English or Spanish. Screening done within the 45 days of enrollment. Here below, we're going to get to know the different domains that we do when it comes to LabD screening. Fine motor, cognitive, language, and gross motor. Now on this slide, you can see the different screening sheets for the LabD screening. On the left-hand side, you can see the 3-year-old, and on the right-hand side, you can see the 4-year-old screening sheet. So basically, these forms are in paper, and the teacher is going to be able to see the different activities that they're going to be doing with the children on one-to-one. For example, we do have FM19 on the 3-year-old, laced through their holes in outline of pictures of lacing. Basically, the teacher's going to be doing that activity, showing the activity to the children, and if the child is able to master that activity, the teacher's going to mark a positive sign, meaning that the child did pass. Or if the child is not able to complete this task, the teacher's going to be putting a negative sign, meaning that the child did not master this assessment. Now we're going to be talking about the ASQ-SE questionnaire, Ages and Stages questionnaire, 3rd edition. It's the easiest, most accurate, and most cost-effective way to pinpoint delays early and celebrate children's milestones. ASQ3 screens children between 1 month and 5.5 years, with any gaps between the questionnaire age intervals. What is ASQ? Used to accurately identify children who may be at risk for developmental delays, designed to encourage parent involvement and education, low cost, reliable, and rigorously tested. Also offers online questionnaire completion and online data management systems. How to complete an ASQ3, Ages and Stages questionnaires. Teachers need to complete the information listed on the cover sheet of the questionnaire. Child's personal information, example, name, date of birth, gender, and if premature. Person filling out the questionnaire, example, teacher or parent, depends on who is completing. Note, if teacher and parent are completing the form, please include both names. Parents complete the items of the questionnaire alone, or a professional can help guide the parent through completion if there are literacy or language learning problems. Most parents can complete the questionnaire in 10 to 15 minutes. How to choose an ASQ? ASQ is to be chosen depending on the child's age. Be sure that the correct age interval is being used. ASQs are listed from ages 2 months to 16 months. ASQ3 age calculator helps select the correct interval. Ages and Stages questionnaires. Screen with ASQ3 in 3 simple steps. Step 1. Try the items, answer the questions. 5 areas: communication, gross motor, fine motor, problem solving, and personal social. Step 2. Score the questionnaire. Teacher can score in just 2 to 3 minutes. Score the questionnaires by bubbling in with a simple 0 for not yet, 5 for sometimes, and 10 for yes. Scores from 5 areas are transferred to the information summary page: communication, gross motor, fine motor, problem solving, and personal social. Step 3. Get the results. Summary page, top information needs to be filled. copy the child's total scores for each area to the information summary page, last page. Now we have ASQ SE, ages and stages, questionnaire, social and emotional. ASQ SE, a parent-completed child monitoring system for social emotional behaviors. Measurement areas. The ASQ SE is designed to provide information on how a child is developing in several behavioral. Each version of the ASQ SE has different cutoff scores that indicate whether the child's development appears to be on the schedule. If the child's total score falls above the cutoff for the age-appropriate interval, it indicates an additional mental health assessment may be needed. The difference between the ASQ3 and the ASQ SE was just that the regular ASQ is only personal physical development, like stacking blocks or jumping or drawing, while the SE is how does your kid play with others or interact. In this slideshow, you will be able to see the sample of the ASQ paperwork. At the very top, on the left-hand side, you will see the information of the child, name, date of birth, and the test date. Then you will be filling out the person who's going to be doing the questionnaire. It will be the teacher, of course, or the name of the parent. Then the program information, and then on the right-hand side, you will start the ASQ questionnaire, starting with communication and gross motor. Then, of course, we will continue with fine motor, problem solving, and then on the next page to the right, you will still write the name of the child. For example, here we have a baby, the date that the ASQ was completed, the baby's ID, the date of birth, and the administration program or the provider. And then on the section that says number 1, score and transfer totals, basically on the answers that the teacher's going to be scoring on the domains, that's where the teacher's going to be bubbling everything together. Remember, have a note. If the scores fall on the dark black shaded area, it means that the child did not master the ASQ. Why do we assess young children? Young children should be assessed to note their development over periods of time. Young children are rapidly growing and developing. Ongoing assessment aids in observing and noting development to better understand a child's development and how to enrich their experiences and environment to continue development in several domains. Now on this slide, you will have the opportunity of seeing the LabBK kit and the items that it consists. First, you can see that we have different manuals and we have different tools that the teachers may use when they are assessing the LabBK assessments. If there's materials that they're incomplete, please get materials from your classroom, or if not, please contact your education coordinator or your education coach, and we will try our best to find those items so you will have a complete kit. All classrooms should have at least this LabBK kit. Aside from Head Start will have a different kit, which is the LabD screener, but the LabBK assessment, everybody in the class should have that. If by any chance you don't have that kit in your classroom, please let your area manager know, and your area manager would contact your education coordinator and we will send you a LabBK kit. Next, in this slideshow, we will show you a quick preview of the LabBK assessment. You will get the opportunity of learning what the LabBK assessment consists of and the different domains that your children will be getting assessed on. Fast facts about the LabBK. It's complete, research-based, and criterion reference assessment tool. Assess 6 domains: gross motor, fine motor, pre-writing, cognitive, language, social-emotional, and executive function, which is a new domain. Easy to access online activity catalog for customer lesson plans, parent-friendly reports, easy to use interface with implementation time of less than 90 minutes, and it aligns to the Head Start Learning Outcomes Framework. With LabBK, teachers can gather meaningful and easy to interpret data measuring children's progression and needs quickly. Link teaching and assessment to create a comprehensive learning for each child, what they know, what he or she are able to do, and how they need to grow. Spend more time with children and less time filling out ambiguous and time-consuming anecdotal notes. Create and distribute flexible reports for diverse program and stakeholder needs, including families. Now we're going to be talking about the executive function for 3-year-olds, about how a child is able to 1. Manage his time, 2. Organize his thoughts and materials, 3. Pays attention, 4. Plans and prioritizes, and 5. Get started task initiation. Remember, if you have a child in early Head Start and the child already turned 3-year-olds, they need to complete this particular domain, the executive function. If the child is not 3-year-olds, teachers cannot do this particular domain. It's only once the child turns 3. All right, so now we're going to be moving on to documentation. Why have conferences? Conferences are a mandate by the Head Start Performance Standards 1302.34 B3. Teachers hold parent conferences as needed, but no less than 2 times per program year, to enhance the knowledge and understanding of both staff and parents of the child's education and developmental progress and activities in the program. Initial Parent-Staff Conference. Teacher and parent share and discuss the screening results. A LabD screener, remember, or an ASQ for early Head Start. Parents share information of the children's home language interests and learning styles and temperaments. Teacher also introduce and familiarize parents to the school readiness goals. Okay, so we're going to start with initial conferences. Initial conferences are conducted after the lab screening or the ASQs are done. Here the parent will be able to share about their child's likes or dislikes. Also, if they are receiving any special services, teacher also shares the school readiness goals and develop a plan together with the parent on how they will work together to accomplish the goals set up for the year. Parents are encouraged to provide feedback. On the right-hand side, you have an example of the initial parent-staff conference. Although those conferences, the education department will provide with those forms. These copies are in carbon paper. The white copy will be for the child's folder at the center, and the yellow copy will be for the parent as a copy of the conference. And remember, whenever you fill out the conferences or home visit or any educational form, don't forget that we do need a teacher's signature and we do a parent or guardian signature. Next, we're going to be talking about the second parent-staff conference, and this is the transition conference. Teachers and parents share and discuss information that will prepare them for the children into the next transitional school setting. Parents share the experience with the selected school readiness goal that has been discussed during the initial home conference. If the child has an IFSP or an IEP on file, teacher and parents discuss their plans for the new school setting. And finally, for the conferences, here we have the final parent-staff conference. Teachers and parents discuss and share the learning accomplishments and services provided during the school years. Teachers and parents discuss their engagement with the school readiness goals. If an IFSP or IEP is on file, teacher and parent discuss parents' engagement with the implementation of the child's goals. Why do we have home visits? Home visits are mandated by the Head Start Performance Standards 1302.34 B7. Teachers, except those described in paragraph B8 of this section, conduct at least 2 home visits per program year for each family, including one before the program year begins, if feasible, to engage the parents in the child's learning and development, except that such visits may take place at the program site or another safe location that affords privacy at the parent's request, or if a visit to the home represents significant safety hazard for the staff. Home visits, teachers and parents share and discuss assessment results. Together, the teacher and the parent create an individualized plan based on the emerging skills, including focused school readiness goals. If an individual family service plan or individual education plan is on file, teachers and parents discuss the child's goals. Okay, so here we have a sample of the first home visit. So basically, when the child is finished with the assessment, the beginning assessment, the education department will run reports and they will be sent out to the teachers so teachers can start working on their first home visit. So basically, when the teachers have those reports, the teacher is going to be able to fill the first home visit and then share with the parents. So basically, they're going to, of course, write the name of the child, and if the child is receiving any special services, or if the child has an IEP or an IFSP, and the name of the parent, the date that they're going to be administering the home visit, the location where the home visit is going to be at, the time of the home visit where it begins, and the end. And remember, we do have it in English and in Spanish, depending on the language of the parent. So basically, it's just a set of questions that we're going to be asking the parent, the language that the child speaks at home, the activities that the child enjoys in the classroom, and then of course, once they get the reports from their education coordinator or the education coach, the teacher is going to be filling everything out. And of course, at the very end, the teacher is going to talk to the parent and let the parent know what kind of activities they implement in the classroom in question number 8, then the recommended activities in question number 9, any parent questions or concerns, and any additional comments by the teacher. And the same, just like the conferences, the first home visit and the second home visit, they are in carbon copies. Remember, the white copy is for the child's folder, and the yellow copy is for the copy for the parent so they can have for their records. Also remember that we all need to have a teacher's signature, a parent or a guardian signature at the very end so it can be a valid document. Here we have a sample of the second home visit. It's a little bit shorter than the first home visit and the same. Remember, white copy for the child's folder and yellow copy for the records of the parent. And at the very end, of course, we do need a teacher's signature and a parent's or guardian signature. Now we're going to talk about school readiness goals. Children will demonstrate interest, curiosity, persistence, and eagerness to learn. Approaches to learning. Children will engage in healthy relationships and interactions with others as they develop a healthy concept of their personal identity, social and emotional. Children will develop their ability in oral language and pre-literacy, language and communication. Children will develop their numerical knowledge and demonstrate the ability to retain by making connections between new and familiar experiences, cognition. Children would understand and demonstrate healthy and safe habits, perceptual motor, and physical development. Here in this slideshow, we will have the school readiness goals. for this current school year, 2024-2025. So depending on the age that you are going to be placed with that particular age group, that's the school readiness goal that you're going to be following. Starting with 0 to 11 months, young infants, 12 to 23 months, the older infants, 24 to 35 months, toddlers, 3-year-olds, and the 4-year-olds. Then we have the domains for all the age levels, starting with approaches to learning, social-emotional, language and communication, literacy, cognition, perceptual motor, and physical development. And then we have the LabBK number for each domain. And then we also have the school readiness age indicator, will give you like a little demonstration on what the particular domain and activity that they need to complete, the goal. And then at the very last column, we have the projected goal, the percentage that they need to meet as a whole age group so they can meet that particular goal for the school readiness goal. Now on this slideshow, you will see the children outcomes. We do have a graph for the 4-year-olds for this particular school year, and this is a LabBK School Readiness Preliminary Progress Report. So basically on how the children scored, that will be the percentages that they will be doing for that current assessment period. So here we have a sample of the beginning assessment. So we can see for this particular class, for the 4-year-olds, approaches to learning as an example, in the domain CG160, with the description, will be able to subtract numbers within 5%. At the beginning of the year, the boy assessment, they score 11%. So depending on the percentages that the projected growth show us as in the school readiness, we can see if the child did master the domain or the child did not master the domain. Children portfolios for both EHS, Early Head Start, and HS, Head Start. Portfolios are for individual children and contain a collection of various documentation. Refer to the content cover that reflects the child's progress of development and learning. It provides evidence and samples of a child's achievement throughout the year. Teacher assistant assists teacher in maintaining portfolios up to date, organized, and neat. Portfolios are given to the parents at the end of the school year. Remember, portfolios tell a child's story, how the child started at the beginning of the year all the way to the end of the school year. Portfolio cover with content and general plan for Head Start. Teacher must follow the schedule activities and ensure that they are filed accordingly. Date samples of children's artwork, writing samples, book reports, name of writing, and anecdotal notes. All work must be dated. Portfolios are nicely kept, organized, and up to date. Portfolios are given to the parents at the end of the school year. So basically here is the content for the 4-year-olds and the 3-year-olds, and we will see the different activities that the teacher will be doing with the particular children in their classroom. We have for the 4s and the 3s, so depending on the month, we do have different activities that the teacher has to complete during the month. So now we're going to be talking about portfolio cover with content for Early Head Start. 2024, 2025, 18 all the way to 24 months portfolio outline and checklist. The content for the Early Head Start, it's a little bit different than Head Start. So you will see the teacher's signature on the very top of the format and then the date that they're going to be doing that particular record for the portfolio. And we divide everything by themes and by week. So for example, in theme 1, we have the theme All About Me, Todo Sobre Mí. The week activity, the child's name, and we write and document the child's name on the anecdotal forms and the portfolio content. And then, of course, we check it by the administrator, the date that it's been checked, and the notes that we have. And we do this by week. Anecdotal notes for Head Start. Children portfolios, manila folder with front label. Anecdotal notes are located on the left side of the portfolio. Teacher will write a positive skill for each child each month using the Head Start Early Learning Outcomes framework to match a skill that the child was able to do. Teacher will need to write the domain and the indicator number along with the date in the box for the current month. Anecdotal notes for early Head Start. How to use portfolio checklist. Infant portfolio outline checklist, ages 2 to 18 months. An individual portfolio will be kept for each child through the year. Activities, pictures, and anecdotal records will be compiled as part of the assessment tool to show child's developmental growth from beginning to the end of the school year. Teacher will write child's initial and 18 months, example 2 months. Infant portfolio outline checklist is divided into months from August to June. Teacher will be provided with a copy of the infant portfolio outline checklist for her 4 children. Teacher will use portfolio checklist as a guide to know what activities they need to be completed for the specific month. Next, we're going to talk about homework folders for both Head Start and Early Head Start. Folders are sent home every Monday and returned on Friday. Folders are to include parent-child activities. Offering these opportunities, they promote shared responsibility with parents for children early learning and development and implement family engagement strategies that are designed to foster parental confidence and skills in promoting children's learning and development. Folders may include extra activities to promote school readiness. Inside the folder, you will find 2 labels where it indicates to keep and return. To return is for parents to return any documentation requested from the teacher, and to keep is for parents to keep children work or notices sent home. Children journals for Head Start and Early Head Start. It is a great way to help your child build emotional expression, communication skills, self-awareness, and a healthy self-esteem. Think of journals as a fun introduction to handwriting with a freedom to explore. Not a right way or a wrong way. Preschoolers should never be forced to sit and write. Instead, make learning letters and writing fun with collaging, drawing, tracing, and stickers. Journaling is a great emergent writing activity that teaches children to express their thoughts on a paper and helps them develop linguistic, motor, and social emotional skills. New teaching staff. As part of the onboarding process, Children's Services provides you with an extra support and assisting called job shadowing. After you receive your required training in the main office, an education coordinator and/or coach in certain circumstances will shadow you for 1 week to ensure you feel comfortable with the classroom environment and daily procedures. During this time, you are invited to ask questions on anything you may have doubts on. The coordinator would thoroughly walk you through the lesson plan, age-appropriate activities, classroom schedules, curriculum, classroom environment, class observations, and all daily routines by role modeling, side-by-side training, and/or co-teaching. We want you to feel welcome and that you receive information about your policies to help you succeed in your program. Once again, let's welcome you to the Niños Inc. family, and we're here to support you. Okay, now we have quiz time. So for number 1, children are assessed at least 2 times per year. True or false? The answer is false. Children are assessed 3 times per year. Beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. Number 2, school readiness goals indicators are aligned with the LABK assessment and the ELOF. True or false? True. The answer is true. The school readiness goals indicator are aligned with the LABK and the ELOF. Number 3, data is by the teacher to plan individualized instruction. True or false? True. The answer is true. Data, it is used to plan and individualize instruction depending on the child's reports. Number 4, children are screened within 60 days of enrollment. True or false? False. Children are screened within 45 days of enrollment. Number 5, teachers conduct at least 2 home visits per school year. True or false? True. The answer is true. During the school year, we do have 2 home visits that the teachers need to administer the children. Number 6, assessments are required for both early Head Start students and Head Start students. True or false? The answer is true. Children for both Head Start and early Head Start are required to complete assessment. Remember, we have the LabBK assessment. It's from birth all the way to 4-year-olds. Number 7, school readiness goals are measurable. True or false? True. The answer is true. Now the last question, question number 8. There are 6 school readiness goals. True or false? The answer is true. We do have 6 school readiness goals. Remember, we have approaches to learning, social emotional, language communication, literacy, cognition, perceptual motor, and physical development. When you're in doubt, refer to your procedure manual under Teams, Educational Professional Learning Community. And we're finished. Thank you so much for your attention. We really want to welcome you to the Niños Inc. family. If you have any questions, any concern, please feel free to contact any education coordinator via Teams or via email, or let your area manager, which is going to be your immediate supervisor, let them know that you need to get a hold of your education coach or your education coordinator, and we'll be glad and happy to assist you. And we want to wish you the best during this school year. Thank you so much. Have a great day.